Hey there. Welcome back to Zen English Podcast. I'm John, and I am so happy you are here today. You know, sometimes learning English can feel a little bit difficult, right? Grammar rules, vocabulary lists, it can be a lot, but today is going to be different. Today, we are going to learn by listening to a story. We're going to dive into a classic adventure, Treasure Island, but don't worry. We aren't reading the whole heavy book that would take forever. No, my friend and colleague, Richard, has prepared a special summarized version just for you. It's short, it's simple, and it is perfect for improving your listening skills. Here is our plan for today. Number 1. You will hear the story. Richard will narrate it slowly and clear. Line number 2. I will come back and teach you the most important vocabulary words. I'll explain them simply, give you real-life examples, and we will practice saying them together. Number 3, the fun part, shadowing. You will repeat what you hear to practice your pronunciation and your rhythm. So, grab a notebook, maybe a cup of coffee or tea, and get comfortable. You can pause this video anytime you want. You can write things down. This is your learning time. Are you ready for an adventure? Let's go. This is Treasure Island. Told just for English learners. A long time ago, in a quiet village by the sea, there was a small inn. It was called the Admiral Benbow. A young boy named Jim Hawkins lived there with his parents. Life at the inn was simple. It was peaceful. Only a few travelers stayed there, and nothing exciting ever happened until one day everything changed. An old sailor came to the inn. He was tall, he was strong, and he looked rough. He had a deep scar on his face. He didn't talk much, but he always looked nervous. Every morning, he walked to the top of the hill near the sea. He carried a telescope. He looked out at the water as if he was watching for someone. He drank too much rum, and he sang old pirate songs. The songs scared the other guests. His name was Billy Bones. Billy told Jim to watch for a sailor with one leg. He gave Jim a silver coin every month to keep an eye out. Jim didn't understand why Billy was afraid, but he knew the sailor was hiding from some oni day. A blind man came to the inn. His name was Pew, and he was even scarier than Billy. He gave Billy something called the black spot. It was a pirate sign of danger and death. Billy turned very pale. He looked terrified. A few minutes later, he collapsed. He died. His heart simply gave out from the shock. After Billy's death, Jim and his mother opened Billy's small box. They wanted to find the money he owed them for his stay. They found coins from many countries, but they also found something more important, a map. It was a treasure map. It showed the place where the famous pirate, Captain Flint, had hidden his gold long ago. Jim took the map to Dr. Livesey, a kind and clever doctor, and to Squire Trelawney, a rich landowner. The three of them made a plan. They would sail across the sea and search for the treasure, and so their great adventure began. Dr. Livesey and Squire Trelawney hired a ship called the Hispaniola. It was a strong and beautiful ship, ready for a long sea voyage. They also found a captain to lead the trip. His name was Captain Smollett. He was very strict, but he was also fair and honest. Jim was allowed to join the ship's crew as a cabin boy. He was very excited. He had never been on a ship before, and he felt proud to be part of the adventure. And of the men working on the ship was Long John Silver. He was hired as the cook. He had only one leg, and he walked with a wooden crutch, but he moved quickly, and he always had a smile on his face. He was smart, friendly, and full of funny sea story. Ash also had a green parrot on his shoulder that kept saying, "Pieces of 8, pieces of 8." At first, everyone liked Silver. He told jokes and helped everyone, but soon Jim discovered a terrible secret. One day, Jim was hiding inside a barrel on the ship. While he was hiding, he heard Silver talking to some of the other men. Jim found out that Silver and many of the crew were actually pirates. They had a plan. They would wait until the treasure was found. Then they would take over the ship and keep the treasure for themselves. Jim felt very scared, but he stayed quiet and listened to everything. Later, he told Captain Smollett and the other honest men. Now they knew the truth. Many of the crew were dangerous. They had to be very careful. They had to get ready to defend themselves. After many days sailing on the sea, the ship finally arrived at Treasure Island. The island was green, wild, and very quiet. There were trees, hills, rocks, and secret caves. It looked calm, But Jim and his friends knew there could be danger. Some of the crew went to the island right away. Jim went with them, but soon he walked off alone into the forest. While he was walking, he met a strange man named Ben Gunn. Ben had been a pirate before, but his pirate friends had left him alone on the island. He had lived there for 3 years, eating berries and goats. Ben was a bit strange, but also kind and friendly. He told Jim a big secret. He had already found Captain Flint's treasure and had hidden it in a safe place. Ben said he would help Jim and the others, but only if they promised to take him home after the adventure. While this was happening, things got worse on the island. Long John Silver and the other pirates took control of the ship. They also asked for the treasure map, but Captain Smollett, Drive Livesey, Squire Trelawney, and the other good men moved into an old wooden house on the island to stay safe and fight back. Soon, the fight between the two groups began. The pirates attacked the old wooden house with guns and swords. They tried to steal the map, but the loyal men were strong, smart, and brave. They defended the house and didn't give up the treasure. Then Jim did something brave. He found a small round boat. He used it to quietly go back to the Hispaniola. There he fought a dangerous pirate and he won. He took control of the ship and moved it to a safe place far from the pirates. Later, Jim went back to the wooden house and told his friends what he had done. Together, they continued fighting against the pirates. Silver tried to act friendly again. He changed sides and wanted to stay safe, but Jim and the others didn't trust him anymore. At last, the pirates used the map and went to the place where they thought the treasure was. They dug and dug, but they found nothing. The treasure was gone. They had been tricked. They didn't know that Ben Gunn had already found the treasure and hidden it in a cave. Some pirates gave up. Some ran into the forest and were never seen again. Others were too weak to keep fighting. In the end, the good men had won. They were tired, but they were safe, and now they finally knew where the real treasure was. They found gold, silver, jewels, and coins from many different parts of the world. There was more treasure than they had ever imagined. It was so much that they had to carry it in many trips to the ship. They were ready to leave the island. A few pirates were left behind. Some pirates had died, and others had escaped into the forest. Long John Silver was still with them. He had helped them sometimes, but he also lied and tricked them. Then, one night, while everyone was sleeping, Silver disappeared. He took one small bag of treasure with him and was never seen again. The ship sailed back to England. Jim and his friends were safe, and now they were rich. But Jim felt different. He had gone on a great adventure. He had seen danger, greed, and death. He had learned about bravery, friendship, and trust. He was no longer just a young boy. He had grown up. And that is the story of Treasure Island. Wow, what a story, right? I hope you enjoyed listening to Richard. That was a classic adventure. No, it's time for us to learn. We are going to look at the best vocabulary from today's pirate adventure. These words will help you understand stories better, and they will help you sound more natural when you speak English. Tour is how we will do it. 1. I will say the word. 2. I will explain it simply. 3. I will give you a real-life example. 4. And then we will say it together. This is the shadowing part. Ready? Great, let's go. First phrase is by the sea. This means near the ocean or next to the coast. It's a very peaceful place. In the story, Jim lived in a village by the sea. Here is a real-life example. They built a small cottage by the sea. They built a small cottage by the sea. Now, repeat after me. Listen to my rhythm. They lived by the sea. Good. One more time. The inn was by the sea. Excellent job. Second word is inn. An inn is a small hotel. It is often quiet, old, and cozy. It's not a big, modern skyscraper hotel. It feels like a home. In the story, the Admiral Benbow was an entry. This sentence: we stayed at a little inn during our road trip. We stayed at a little inn during our road trip. Now, repeat this one. Let's rest at an inn. Very good. Let's look at the word rough. When someone looks rough, it means they look tough or wild. They are not neat or clean. Maybe they have messy hair or old clothes. Billy Bones looked rougher. Example: the sailor looked rough with messy hair and old clothes. The sailor looked rough with messy hair and old clothes. Now repeat after me. He looked rough and scary. And this one: that man has a rough voice. Perfect. Fourth word is scare. A scar is a mark on the skin after a cut or an Injury heals, it stays, therefore ever Billy had a deep scar on his face. For example, she has a small scar on her knee from when she fell. She has a small scar on her knee from when she fell. Now repeat this one. He has a scar on his face. Good job. Up next, we have the word nervous. Nervous means you feel worried, you are afraid that something bad might happen, your hands might shake, or your heart beats fast. Billy always looked nervous. Here is an example. I feel nervous before speaking in public. I feel nervous before speaking in public. Now repeat this one. Jim looked nervous, and now this one. She felt nervous before the test. Great, you are doing grieve. Next phrases. Watching for This means waiting and looking carefully to see if someone is coming. You are expecting them. Billy was watching for the pirate with one leg. Her is the example. He stood at the window watching for his friends. He stood at the window watching for his friends. Now repeat this one. He was watching for danger. Perfect. Next phrase is very useful. Keep an eye out. This means to watch carefully, to be alert, to pay attention. Billy told Jim to keep an eye out for the one-legged sailor tree. This keep an eye out for your phone, you lose it a lot. Keep an eye out for your phone, you lose it a lot. Now repeat this one. Keep an eye out for trouble. Good jobber. Next word is pale. If someone is pale, their skin looks very white. This often happens because of fear or because they are sick. When Billy got the black spot, he turned pale. You might hear she went pale when she heard the bad news. She went pale when she heard the bad news. Now repeat this one. He looked pale. Great job. And next comes the word collapse. Collapse means to fall down suddenly. This can happen from fear, pain, or being very tired. Billy collapsed. Indeed. No, repeat this one. He collapsed on the floor. Very good. The next phrase is a bit sad. His heart simply gave out. This means his heart stopped working. It often happens because of a big shock or extreme fear. Billy was so scared his heart gave out. No, repeat this one. He was so scared his heart simply gave out. Good job. Take a deep breath and now a happy word. Adventure. An adventure is a fun and exciting journey. Sometimes it is dangerous, but it is always interesting. Jim went on a great adventure. It like this. Climbing the mountain was a big adventure. Climbing the mountain was a big adventure. Now repeat this one. That was a great adventure. Very good. The next word is voyage. A voyage is a long trip by ship. It's not a short boat ride. It takes many days or weeks. A voyage to the island took many weeks. For example, the voyage took many weeks. The voyage took many weeks. Now repeat this one. We went on a long voyage. Perfect. Next word is strict. Strict means someone who follows rules exactly. They expect others to follow the rules to. They are not relaxed. Captain Smollett was strict but fair. Tree. This our teacher is very strict but fair. Our teacher is very strict but fair. Now repeat after me. My boss is strict about time. Good. We have the phrase take over the ship. This means to control the ship, often by force like pirates do. The pirates wanted to take over the ship. For example, the pirates tried to take over the ship. The pirates tried to take over the ship. Now repeat this one. They wanted to take over the company. Excellent. And here's another one. Right away. This means immediately, without waiting. Do it now. Some of the crew went to the island right away. Use it like this. Come here right away. Come here right away. Now repeat this one. I need to leave right away. Good job. And the final phrase, walked off. To walk off means to leave a place. Often you do it quietly or without saying anything to anyone. Jim walked off into the forest alone. For example, he didn't answer. He just walked off. He didn't answer. He just walked off. Now repeat this one. Jim walked off into the forest. Good job. Well, look at you. You just learned so many new words and phrases. Let's do a quick review. Be the sign artists are building your English vocabulary brick by brick, and that is how you become fluent. And there you have it. Your vocabulary adventure is complete. This is how your English becomes stronger. Step by step, you listen, you learn, and you repeat. And hey, you don't have to do it on your own. We are here to help you every episode. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Zen English Podcast so you don't miss our next adventure. Tell me in the comments, what was your favorite word from today? Was it treasure? Was it pirate? Let me know. I'm John, and this is Zen English Podcast. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next episode. Before now.